Hello friends, welcome to our channel, where we bring you stories of heroes you may not find in your textbooks, but whose contributions shaped the world we live in. Today we explore another forgotten hero from India, someone whose genius lives in every heartbeat, every breath of life, yet hardly anyone knows his name. You know the names of the great scientific pioneers, Jonas Salk, Louis Pasteur, Alexander Fleming. Their discoveries changed the world, and their names are cemented in history. But what about the brilliant minds whose work transformed medicine, but whose names were lost to time? We're talking about a man whose work lives inside every single cell of your body, who developed the first effective chemotherapy, and who found the cure for a devastating tropical disease. Yet you've probably never heard of him. This is the unbelievable story of Dr. Yellapragada SubbaRao, the forgotten genius from India who saved millions. Our journey begins not in a sterile lab, but in a small, dusty village in colonial India. The year is 1895. Yellapragada SubbaRao is born in Bhimavaram in what is now Andhra Pradesh. His childhood was not of comfort. His father, a revenue inspector, died young, plunging his family of 8 children into poverty. But the true trauma came when 2 of his brothers died of tropical diseases within days of each other. Can you imagine the helplessness, the grief? It was this personal loss that became his life's mission. He made a silent promise to himself. He would find a way to conquer the very diseases that had stolen his family. His path was not easy. He struggled with schooling, even failing his high school exams twice. But his determination was immense. He finally made it to Madras Medical College. But here, he faced a different kind of resistance. He was a fierce nationalist, and in a bold act of defiance against the British, he wore khadi, hand-spun cloth, in the surgical theater. This simple act of protest earned him the scorn of his professors and a lesser degree. He was deemed not a proper doctor. What they saw as a failure was actually the beginning of his greatness. With his dreams in India stifled, SubbaRao looked to America. He arrived in Boston in 1922 with no money and a degree that was useless there. To survive, he found work as a night porter at the Harvard School of Tropical Medicine, scrubbing floors and carrying luggage by night so he could study by day. Picture this. The man who would one day unlock the secrets of life itself was cleaning floors to pay his tuition. Here he met Cyrus Fisk. Their collaboration led to a major breakthrough, the Fisk-SubbaRao method for estimating phosphorus. This may sound technical, but it was a revolutionary tool that allowed scientists to study the energy processes inside cells. SubbaRao's mind was on fire. He was obsessed with one question: how do our cells get their power? Scientists had long been baffled by this. In a small, cramped lab with a limited budget, he found the answer. He isolated and characterized ATP, adenosine triphosphate, and proved it was the universal energy currency of all life. This was a discovery on par with DNA. It fundamentally changed our understanding of biology and medicine. But the recognition didn't follow. When the paper was published, guess whose name was listed first? Cyrus Fisk's. This became a cruel, recurring theme in his career. His brilliance was undeniable, but as a non-white immigrant, he was repeatedly overshadowed. He was brilliant, but he was always an outsider. SubbaRao's frustration with Harvard's bias led him to leave. He took a job at Lederle Laboratories in New York. This is where his genius truly blossomed. As the director of research, he supervised teams that would change modern medicine forever. In the 1940s, a diagnosis of cancer was a death sentence. Doctors had no effective drugs to fight it. SubbaRao's team synthesized aminopterin and later a more effective version, methotrexate. Methotrexate was the world's first effective chemotherapy for leukemia. It wasn't a cure, but it was the first time doctors could actually put the disease into remission. This drug is still a cornerstone of cancer treatment today. But he wasn't done. SubbaRao also guided the team that discovered chlortetracycline, the first of a new class of broad-spectrum antibiotics. The development of these tetracyclines was a monumental step in fighting infectious diseases, saving millions from cholera and typhoid. The discovery earned Lederle global recognition, but again, SubbaRao's name was rarely mentioned. Perhaps the most personal of his triumphs was a drug called diethylcarbamazine, commercially known as Hetrazan. SubbaRao developed this drug to combat filariasis, a horrific parasitic disease that caused elephantiasis. It was a disease that plagued tropical regions, including his homeland of India. The World Health Organization later used this drug in mass eradication campaigns, freeing millions from this terrible affliction. Despite these world-changing discoveries, SubbaRao's life was a constant battle. He was repeatedly denied tenure at Harvard. He lived in fear of deportation. His humility was also a burden. He was known for giving credit to his colleagues, which often meant his name was left off landmark papers. His discoveries were Nobel-worthy, but the award was never given to him. On August 9, 1948, Yellapragada SubbaRao passed away at the age of 53. He died without widespread recognition. His life's work, which saved millions, was carried on by others who received the fame he never sought. But his legacy is everywhere. Every time a cancer patient receives chemotherapy, every time a scientist studies cellular energy, every time an antibiotic saves a life, it is a testament to his genius. His story is a powerful reminder that true greatness is often found in the shadows, and that the greatest heroes are not always the most celebrated. We hope you were as inspired by this story as we were. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear more stories of history's forgotten heroes, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. And let us know in the comments below who you think should be our next hero.